Okay, everybody, this was day 3 of our Flower Garden Banks coral spawn trip back in August. We did 5 dives this day. We're back on the West Bank. Day 1 was West Bank, day 2 was East Bank. We're on day 3. We're back on West Bank again, different buoys. This day we're actually diving buoys 3 and 5. So let's dive 1 of the day here, dive 11 for the trip, West Bank buoy 3. I'm diving with my brothers Evan and Garrett, you saw on the boat there. Again, this is a video series. There'll be one more video after this one. We did Stetson Bank. I'll make a video of the 2 dives we did on Stetson, and that'll kind of end this dive video series here. So again, this is dive 1. This is a coral spawn trip that we're not going to really see the coral spawn in the daytime. So the daytime we're just doing a bunch of dives just to look at stuff, see things, coral, fish, whatever we just happen to see down here. A couple blue chromis, there's a cuda, creole fish in the background. The big one's a blue head wrasse male, and all the other ones are females. That's a yellowhead wrasse. If you notice this guy's little whiskers touching the bottom, he's kind of tasting the bottom, looking for something to eat. Damsels become less beautiful as they get bigger. They get kind of just a dull color as they get bigger. Sharpnose puffer, super duper common. Really small, really easy to overlook. Really big dog snapper, kind of a white patch on his cheek, and given the size, the yellow in the fins there, that's a big fat dog snapper. For sure, this little Graysby, these guys are like cousins to fish like rock hinds. Of course, Sergeant Majors, super common inshore, jetties and rigs, and they're usually in schools of really small fish. That was kind of a big guy. I believe this is a juvenile yellowtail damsel. I'm not 100%. It might be another damsel, but I think this is a yellowtail. He just hasn't gotten his yellowtail yet. Definitely a juvenile damsel. Of course, rainbow parrotfish and stoplight parrotfish pretty common out on the banks. They eat coral, so they're pretty much everywhere. So it's ending dive 1. We're coming up under the boat here. A bunch of little jacks hanging out right under the boat. Pretty cool angle there. Right, so we did our surface interval. We're going to do dive 2 of the day, 12 of the trip, same location. We just did a surface interval. We're about to jump right back in the water again. And then, so we'll kind of get straight to the action here. Coming down just like in the previous videos, moon jellies in the top 20 to 30 feet of water, kind of blasting past the current. There's Evan, there's Garrett, on our way down the mooring line. There's a scrawled filefish. These guys like to hang out near the lines. That guy almost got me. There's a blue tang to the right. He's going to leave frame here, and then behind the rock, this is a yellowtail damsel, adult. Smooth trunk fish, pretty unique shape. I believe he's eating the algae off the rocks. These cocoa damsels are very, very common around the jetties. Probably one of the most common fish down there besides belted sandfish. These cocoa damsels are just everywhere. barrel sponges were kind of all over the place. These little yellow ones, I thought the small yellow ones could be small juvenile yellow tangs, but I think they're sulfur damsels. See this guy slowly opening here. I believe that's a spiny oyster. Here I am, my 5 seconds of fame, the only person that's never in my videos, me. Little neon goby. Focus isn't great here, but you get the idea. Could actually watch that guy puff up. That was pretty cool. He's gonna puff up and turn his back to me, so I can't swallow him head first. Those big false eyes. Pretty cool. Little baby starfish. Good catch, Evan. I'd have never seen that. So it's Indian Dive 2 coming back up through the jellies. A couple of barjacks. Decided to give us a flyby here. I point at this guy and he comes and buzzes me, which is kind of unusual. His little companion over here, same thing. I point at him. He comes and buzzes me. John reaches out and he kind of skedaddles there. But coming up with the jellies, see all these little dots? Those are also all small jellies. Now these are not all moon jellies. Many of those small ones are comb jellies and things like that. They don't really sting you, but these moon jellies will get you. Right, so that's ending dive 2, exiting again, surface interval, go eat something. Time for dive 3. We've moved to buoy 5. We're still on the west bank, but we moved to buoy 5. We're going to do this dive, the next dive, and then the night dive, all here at buoy 5. Ocean trigger. Evan got some pretty good close footage here. Really weird looking lips on these guys. Big giant eyeball looking around. They swim with their second dorsal and their anal fin instead of their tail. Get closer, you can see a little bit more patterning on the face of these guys. From a distance they just look black. Up close you can kind of see the pattern here. It looks pretty cool. He's not really digging his 5 seconds of fame. Yellowtail damsel. Those guys stand out pretty well. Of course there's parrotfish everywhere. Pretty sure this is a dog snapper. I thought it might be a gray, but I think he would have darker fins and a line through the eye. I think that's a dog snapper. 360 pan around here. Tons of barracuda hanging out right under the boat, under the ladder here. Alright, and that's going to end dive 3. Going to surface again, do a surface interval, hour and a half roughly, get back in. Pretty good current here. This gentleman doesn't seem to understand. He should just grab that yellow line and pull himself down. Instead, he's going to sit here, kick and hand swim all day. I'll get in the water eventually. And here we go. So I grab the line and just kind of get around this guy pretty quick here. But down on bottom, almost right off the bat, juvenile spotted drum. These guys are quite a bit different looking when they're adults. We did see an adult, and we saw 2 of these juveniles during the trip. Pretty cool looking. Sponges are hard not to look into. Little fish like to hide inside of them. Arrow crabs, things of that nature. They're just pretty cool to get up close to and look inside and see what's hiding inside of there. Right, grouper, I believe this is a yellowmouth. Could be a yellow edge, but I see yellow on the tail, but not the other fins. I think that's going to be a yellowmouth. Really hard to tell some of the groupers apart. Again, we're on buoy 5. We go out to the end of the line. I'm going to spin at 360 here. We're coming up on a really big sand patch. Bunch of creel fish swimming around. Ocean trigger in the distance. Pretty cool. I like the sand patches. Bunch of creval, or no, excuse me, those are horse-eye jacks. Of course, the ocean trigger in the foreground here. Those are all horse-eye jacks in the background. I know this queen conch on the bottom here. We're headed back. We've gone to the sand patch. We're turning around. We're headed back toward the downline. There was actually a queen conch inside the shell. Little yellowhead wrasse. These guys have a really cool pattern on them. Of course, everybody knows what this is. Good to eat, but a whole lot of trouble. Looks like a reef butterfly in the background. A bunch of brown chromis. That's going to end dive 4. It's going to be a 5-dive day. So in between, we're waiting for the sun to set. Go up on the bow. The motor vessel Manta is out here. There's a NOAA boat. They're out here fixing a new buoy. I don't believe we got to dive that buoy. This is the motor vessel Fling that we're on, that I'm walking down the starboard side of here. Sun's going to set. We're going to do our night dive, dive 5 of the day, dive 15 for the trip. Again, we're still West Bank Buoy 5. Again, the purpose of the trip is to see the coral spawn. So that's what we're going to try to go do here, is get to the bottom and see if we can't see some coral spawn action going on. Getting the current still ripping pretty good. Just like before, if it's not in that beam of light, it doesn't exist. Those jellies will still come hit you in the face even if they're not in your light. And down to the bottom, you get that spot, and that's pretty much it. The strobe is kind of your way home. That signifies where the line is at that leads back to the boat. Long spine urchins are nocturnal. They come out at night. They're feeding on the coral. They're out moving around. They tend to hide in the daytime. Getting very limited visibility. You get that beam of light, and that's pretty much it. The fish here looks like a little snapper, probably a little gray snapper or something. This little black Durgon's hiding. He's trying to sleep, trying not to get eaten. While he's catching some Z's. Creel fish in the rocks, barracuda. Divers in the distance, they look a mile away, but they're actually probably only 30 yards away, 40 yards away at the most. So here I spotted there's a spotted moray. I spotted a spotted moray sticking his head out from under the reef here. My brother hadn't seen one during the trip, and I was trying to get his attention to tell him, hey, look over here, there's something to look at over here. Kind of takes me a minute to get their attention. But by the time I kind of do get their attention, get them to understand, I want them to look over here. Hey, check this out. By the time they come over here, I've already kind of spooked him with my light. He's pulled his head back under the reef, and there's no trace of him. He's gone. So now I just look like a jerk. Star coral here. Again, we're looking for the stuff to spawn. If you look at the polyps here in the middle, it looks like this white or beige spot in the middle. Those are the oh my gosh, I'm going to brain fart on this word. But when the coral spawns, it's going to push those out. The gametes, excuse me. The gametes, they're little balls, little packets of basically DNA that's going to push out, and there'll be little balls floating in the water all over the place. That's kind of what we're waiting for. That one looked like it was ready to go, but doesn't quite go yet. So these people are signaling me over here. I assume I'm missing something. Everybody's kind of gathered up looking. Start swimming over here. Everybody breaks up and swims a different direction. So I don't know if I've been had or if I just missed something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I got signaled over here for. Maybe I was mistaken. Pretty cool brittle start here, big one. Obviously he's reacting to the light. Here's Evan checking his air. We're getting toward the end of the dive here. Best way to check that thing is just light it up and show it, because it tends to glow after you light it up. Again, star coral here. You can see the polyps out. Again, we were waiting for this stuff to spawn. This was the last night dive of the trip. We were hoping to see the coral spawn again on this dive. Unfortunately, this dive we did not see any of the coral spawning. So to the group, hey, turn around, let's head back. We're going to head back toward the line now. I'm trying to keep track of the group here, so which direction we're going to go with my hand and my light. Get into the line and head back to the boat here. I'm going to conclude the video, conclude the dive day. Again, there will be one more video coming out soon from Stetson that we did the following day, and that'll end this series. Thank you guys for watching the videos, and hope to see you guys on the next one.